nature operates according to laws. How'd you get that? Was it a telegram? Was it a text message?
No, I'd say it's...
Was it an Instagram?
No, because like that would be... I would consider that, I believe, special revelation, right? Like where the universe is telling you.
Yeah, I'm
natural
waiting.
revelation.
Okay, you're asserting there are laws of nature. Good. Where'd you get that from?
Right. So the answer would be that they are discovered.
No, because these would be universals. This would be beyond the scope of your experience.
Yes.
And you would also have to presuppose laws of nature when you say they're discovered. Would you discover them by your sense perception?
Do you discover them by your sense perception?
Yeah. Well, but you see, you require laws of nature to exist first before you can talk about senses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're implicitly asserting laws of nature, sense perception, therefore laws of nature. See a problem there?
No, because this is like the epistemological circularity.
No. Well, the problem with the only time circularity is not a problem is that when you're dealing with that which is the ultimate authority. You're not appealing to the ultimate authority, are you?
I would say that is the ultimate authority.
Well, how would laws of nature be the ultimate authority?
Well, not the universe.
No, how would laws of nature be the ultimate authority? Law in your imagination, the laws of nature might be fixed and absolute and not changing, but how would they be an ultimate authority? How would they be able to stand in relations to you, communicating to you abstractions about the world and universals? There's a difference between something being the ultimacy of reality and the ultimate authority. In the case of the Christian God, he's both. But in your world, they're not. Your mind would be the ultimate authority. Your reasoning would be autonomous reasoning. So your mind would be the ultimate authority, and your mind would make a determination that there are, in fact, that nature operates according to laws. But by what means did you do it? You go, sense perception. That's begging the question. Sense perception already presupposes laws of nature. Otherwise, sense perception wouldn't be meaningful. So you're going to have to appeal to something else rather than sense perception. See, this is the futility of rejecting God's self-disclosure of himself in the Christian scriptures. It doesn't matter what system that you join up with. They're all going to be autonomous reasoning, and autonomous reasoning ends in incoherence. That's how you know the Christian worldview is true. That's how you know that the Christian scriptures are self-authenticating, is because the denial of them leads to incoherence. Let me give you an example. I was watching a debate the other day with a fairly intelligent, very rapid-fire atheist who was debating somebody who was philosophically adept and an evidentialist, but it was not a biblical presuppositionalist.
Right? Talking about inspiring philosophy?
No comment.
No, never mind.
And so, the atheist was just rapid firing, making one statement, after another. Yet he had no basis to make any statement. He was talking about what's coherent, what's not coherent. Well, where did he get that from?
You guys.
I can barely hear you. Yeah.
Oh, I know what I wanted to say. He stated, he said, well, if you say that the Christian, worldview is the abductively the best explanation, he says, well, there could be a myriad of other systems out there that we, haven't discovered yet that could be better. Unfortunately, what he didn't realize was he was committing incoherency. Because even though he's intelligent and well-read, he's not well-read enough to realize he was offering other models of reality as a competitor to the Christian God, which would be a contradiction to his model of reality. The only way that he could oppose the presentation of the Christian God by this gentleman was to present his model of reality and its ultimacy. The moment he started saying, well, there could be other ultimacies out there, other models of reality that we have yet to undiscover or even think about, he thought he was being coherent because he's an intelligent person.
That's what you call pluralism?
Yeah, exactly.
Why is what's the issue with pluralism?
Because you can only present your worldview. You can't offer other worldviews, because how would you predicate another worldview? Because your predication would only have intelligibility from within your worldview. To predicate another model of reality would be to contradict your own worldview.
Would everything be true? Because if everything would be true, nothing would be true. That'd be a contradiction.
Yeah, all possibility and impossibility are in virtue of that which is unconditionally non-dependent. So in the Christian worldview, the only things that are possible or impossible are those that are derivative of God himself, who is unconditionally non-dependent and provides for all dependency states. Now in the atheist worldview, he rejects the God of the Bible as the absolute. So he's going to be operating from some other absolute, consciously or unconsciously, explicitly or implicitly. But the moment he starts to invoke another system with its own absolute, he's contradicting his own absolute. But you see, he thought he was being coherent. But he was literally speaking incoherence. He was talking about square triangles and he didn't even know it. And the reason why his interlocutor failed is because he was trying to reason abductively. And reasoning abductively when somebody is on the run from God, you're wasting your time. Doesn't matter what good explanations you provide, they'll find some way to avoid it. The only way to deal with somebody who is completely on the run from God and his self-disclosure is to show them that the denial of God and his self-disclosure is in itself absurd. It's incoherent. It's Steve Carell on Bruce Almighty.
So isn't that like consequentialism though? It's like this is like a bad situation because it's like what you said there.
No. It's worse than that. It's no situation at all. It's utter nothing. They have to be quiet. Because the moment they open up their mouth, I'm going to Mirandize them. I'm going to say anything you say can and will be used against you. And the moment they say a statement, I'm going to say, okay, how is that meaningful? Is that unconditionally non-dependent within itself, or is it derivative? Now, if you ask me that question, if I say the sky is blue on a sunshiny day in a cloud-free sky, you can say, how is that meaningful? Because it's derivative of the God of the Bible, who is unconditionally non-dependent and is the creator and sustainer of this world. But if you reject that, then you're going to have to tell me how you ground your statements of dependency. You're not going to be able to do it. Nobody can.